This is shuttle launch control at T-minus 33 or 9 minutes and holding, with just 30 seconds left in today's planned build-in hold. At this point, the heaters inside the boosters are being turned off in preparation for launch, and our booster test conductor, Harvey Cohen, is confirming proper levels of hydrazine inside each of the booster's hydraulic power units. We're just 10 seconds away from picking up the launch countdown and continuing forward for launch of Columbia on time at 9:51 this morning. 2, 1. Countdown clock is now at T-minus 8 minutes, 56 seconds, and counting. The ground launch sequencer has been activated, and the STS-55 terminal countdown is underway. All of the countdown events are now being handled by the ground launch sequencer up until T-minus 31 seconds, when the responsibility for the countdown is handed off to Columbia's onboard computers. The launch team continuing to monitor their consoles and no problems being observed.
PLT OTC. Go ahead. Configure fuel cell essential bus source switches. That's in work. That's complete. Copy.
Houston flight controllers have sent their stored programs to the Shuttle Columbia to assure that we have compatible antenna frequencies to support the mission. All continuing to look very well. T-minus 7 minutes and 30 seconds. The ground launch sequencer has initiated retraction of the orbiter crew access arm away from Columbia. The access bridge could be positioned back in place in just 15 seconds if the need were to arise. T-minus 7 minutes, 12 seconds, and counting.
JRPS OTC. JRPS. Start your APU and hydraulic strip chart recorders per the clock. Copy.
T-minus 6 minutes, 27 seconds, and counting. All systems of Columbia continuing to look well.
PLT OTC. Go ahead. Perform APU pre-start. APU pre-start's in work.
Orbiter test conductor Mike Key has just instructed pilot Tom Henricks to perform the auxiliary power unit pre-start procedure. Henricks will be setting the switches in the cockpit to put the auxiliary power units in the proper pre-start configuration. Auxiliary power units will start at the T-minus 5 minute mark in about another 40 seconds.
OTC, PLT, great talk back.
These auxiliary power units provide the power to the hydraulic pumps that control critical tasks like the movements of the orbiter's elevons, the rudders, the speed brakes, the landing gear, and the main engine thrust vector controllers. Mission Control has just transmitted a signal to start Columbia's onboard flight recorders in preparation for flight. We're just about 10 seconds away from getting a go for auxiliary power unit start.
Okay, let's just go for orbiter APU start. PLT OTC, perform APU start. Starting the APUs. And CDR OTC, reconfigure heaters.
Orbiter test conductor Mike Key has given pilot Tom Henricks the command to start Columbia's auxiliary power units. Henricks replied that it's in work.
CDR heater reconfig is complete. Copy. OTC
OTC, PLT, the APUs look good.
Copy that. Thank you.
And Tom Henricks replying that the auxiliary power units look good. Just 4 minutes and 20 seconds away from launch of Columbia. The liquid oxygen fill and drain valve is now closed for flight. A final purge sequence of Columbia's main engines will begin in about 5 seconds. The chamber coolant valves on the main engines will be open to prepare for engine ignition. Columbia's aero surfaces, such as the rudder, elevons, and speed brake, are now being cycled through a programmed test pattern to verify that they are ready for flight. T-minus 3 minutes, 35 seconds, and all continues to look good. We have now transferred over to internal power and are switching off ground power to Columbia. At this point, the orbiter is being powered by its onboard fuel cells. All aero surface checks are complete and reported to be in launch configuration. Columbia's 3 main engines are now being gimbaled and being cycled through a steering check. We're approaching the launch minus 3 minute mark in the count and looking to soon begin flight pressurization of the liquid oxygen tank. T-minus 2 minutes, 55 seconds.
LO2 pressurization.
And we have a go for retracting the gaseous oxygen vent hood away from the external tank. Purging of Columbia's main engines is now being terminated.
Clear caution and warning memory and verify no unexpected errors.
Columbia is now running on internal power.
Crisis here, clearance false.
Orbiter test conductor Mike Key requested pilot Tom Henricks to clear the ship's caution and warning memory system, and Henricks has completed the task. 2 minutes and 15 seconds away from launch of STS-55.
Flight crew OTC, close and lock your visors and initiate O2 flow. Have a good flight.
CDR, roger, thank you much.
Yeah, let's go for EP LH2 pressurization.
The astronauts have now closed their visors in preparation for launch. Replenishment of liquid hydrogen to the external tank is being terminated, and Columbia is now disconnected from all ground fuel loading systems. Just 1 minute and 34 seconds away from launch.
1 minute, 30 seconds.
When Columbia's engines ignite in another 75 seconds, the roar of 37 million horsepower will begin. More than 7 million pounds of thrust will kick in 6 seconds after that when the boosters ignite and Columbia begins its journey skyward. T-minus 1 minute, 10 seconds, and counting.
One minute.
The ground launch sequencer has verified that Columbia's 3 main engines are ready for ignition. The heaters around the joints of the solid rocket boosters have been turned off. T-minus 45 seconds and counting. T-minus 31 seconds, and we have a go for auto sequence start. The handoff has occurred, and Columbia is now in control of its own launch countdown. T-minus 22 seconds.
20.
Columbia's vent doors are configured for launch. T-minus 15, and we're coming up on a go for main engine start.
10. Yeah, let's just go for main engine start.
7, 6, 5, 4,
RSLS Abort.
and we have a main engine shutdown at T-minus 3 seconds.
Progress past BFS 101, LDB 1.
We have a redundant set launch sequencer aboard.
One more RSLS Abort, US station in progress. Copy, launch team page 904.
And Columbia is now being safed.
CDR, panel 06, GTC, mode 5, switch to halt.
CD, roger, mode 5 to halt.
and NTD GLS. Ignition septics are safe. All engines are showing post-shutdown standby. We're go for orbiter APU shutdown. Copy. MPL, do you have the water?
We're now preparing to shut down the orbiter's auxiliary power units. The engines are safe, and Columbia is being placed in a safe configuration.
No MPS fire detectors are tripped at this time. Copy. MPLT, perform APU shutdown.
Shutting down the APUs.
And CMPL and C-Logs verify light fleet path is established. CMPL. Light fleet path. Copy. CMPS, start LH2 topping. MPS copies. GLS primary safing is complete, and we're go for transition to G9. Copy, and what about your fire detectors, GLS? We have none tripped. Okay, MPL, fire detectors.
OTC, PLT, APUs are shut down.
Copy. MPL, fire detectors. No fire detectors indicated. Copy. And MPL, report your water deluge status. CMPL, NTD, step 32, your water deluge status. Our water is flowing at this time. And that's heat shield? Heat shield water is on. Copy. HTD, step 33. And HTD and CLHY report leak detector status.
Leak detector status is nominal,
And step 34 and 35 are good. The tank has been attained. Copy. And HTD, your leak detector status.
nominal. Looks nominal at this time.
Okay, and CLHY, your leak detector status. CLHY, NTD. LHY, I can verify leak detectors are good. Copy. Step 36, CGSS, OAA extended and locked.
CGSS can verify the OAA is extended.
Copy. Step 37. All personnel go to page 931 for the post-abort safety checks.
Columbia's pilot Tom Henricks has confirmed that the auxiliary power units are shut down, and Al Safji has just confirmed that the orbiter access arm is now back in place next to Columbia.
Understand. ST, did you copy that? ST, copy.
Main engine engineers are confirming that they see no leaks around the main engines and that they feel the vehicle is in a safe configuration.
GPS verified polling and telemetry. CCME. CCME verified. CSME. SME verified 4 and 5. CMPL. MPL verified 6 and 7. CLHY. LHY verified 8, 9, 10. CLOX. CLOX verified 11, 12. HDD. HDD, NTD.
We're looking at it this time.
CGSF.
GSS verifies 14.
APU.
APU verifies 15.
CBHY.
CBHY verifies 16.
EPD. EPD verifies 17 and 18. OOS.
OOS verifies 19.
CBRS. CRS 20. HDD, do you have a status?
Stand by.
Abort safety checks are complete. Proceed to recycle control sequence, sequence 18, page 1031. And when you get a status, HDD, break in. Okay, sequence 18, page 1032. GLS safing has started. Flight, NTD.
NTD flight.
Perform your recycle.
In work.
APU. CDR OTC.
CDR, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Reconfigure heaters.
Roger, reconfiguring heaters at this time. OTC, CDR, heater reconfig complete.
NTD, copy that. And CDR on panel F7, flight controller power switch
CDR,
off.
go ahead.
Yeah, on panel F7, flight controller power
This
switch
is Shuttle
off.
Launch Control. The safing of the Space Shuttle system continues out at Launch Pad 39A,
Copy that. PLT OTC.
but at this point it's believed that Columbia is in a safe configuration. The orbiter access arm is now back in position, adjacent to the hatch leading to Columbia, and the astronauts will be able to gain access to that arm. The water sound suppression system out at Launch Pad 39A has been activated and is now spraying down the mobile launcher platform and the aft end of the Space Shuttle orbiter.
That's verified.
Copy that. CGSS OTC.
This is CGSS.
Verify OAA is extended, locked, and configured to retract.
I can verify that.
Copy that. And OTC CGLS to verify 27, our primary shaping is complete. We'll go for transition to G9. Copy that. NTD copies. Houston flight, step 28.
Flight is go for G9 transition.
MTL, CLOC, CLHY, verify, go for transition G1 to G9. MTL verify, CLOC verify. LHY verified. HDD, NTD.
HDD, go ahead.
Yeah, what's your status?
Okay, right now we're still looking at the aft, and it looked like we might have had a small leak, but we're down to about 100 ppm of O2 in the aft.
Okay.
We're decreasing.
That's all you've seen? That's all you've
Yes,
seen up to
that's
this
all,
point?
that's
Okay. All right, so LOTC.
Go ahead.
Yeah, step 30. Are we ready for PCM MU2 remote?
Stand by. OTC ISO.
Go ahead.
Ready for PCM switch off.
Copy that. CDR OTC.
CDR, go ahead.
On panel C3, OI PC MMU power switch off, OFF.
Your OIP CMMU power is off. You copy, and we accidentally went to 2 and then to off.
Okay, I copy that. ISL, can you verify valid OI?
I can verify OI.
Go ahead, C-Prop. Anti-DC Prop, when you get a chance. Go ahead. Yes, sir. We never did pick up the closed indication on the research disconnect, so it didn't perform topping line drain. We've come up with a plan here that I'd like to put it briefly on real quick when you get a chance. Okay, can we go ahead and transition to G9? Yes, sir. OTC, go ahead and transition to G9. OTC copies. DPS? DPS go? Yeah, perform pass transition to G9. DPS copies and work.
OTC CDR.
Go ahead, sir.
Are we cleared to open visors?
Okay, CDR, we'd like you to stay where you are at the moment if you're comfortable with that.
Okay, we'll stay visors down.
Copy.
NTD LPS.
Go ahead, LPS.
Yes, sir. Just for your information, when they did that PCM switch to off, our pending was set on our steps, and we're now up on RF data. We'll go to hardline at your direction.
SP? SP, copy. Yes, should we stand by at this point on going to hardline?
This is Shuttle Launch Control. We have recently received confirmation that the orbiter is in a safe mode and that the astronauts should be leaving Columbia sometime within the next several minutes.
Copy.
The liquid hydrogen tank has been placed in stable replenish, and we're beginning our post-flight or post-scrub inspections of the Shuttle Columbia.
The inlet temp stays off scale high as it is now.
It is far too early to know what went wrong exactly this morning, but we did go into a hold at T-minus 3 seconds after we had a main engine start. And it'll probably take some time before we have a good understanding of exactly what happened here this morning.
Go ahead and shut the water off, the heat shield water off. Okay, and you realize we're transitioning at this point to G9. That doesn't... We'll wait till the transition is complete. Understand. And NTD will proceed on your go. Copy. We're standing by for verification. We've transitioned to G9. Copy. And HDD, how do you look? HDD, NTD.
What's HDD?
Yeah, how do you look?
Say again?
Yeah, do you see any leaks?
Negative. Everything looks nominal right now.
Okay. I copy. OTC DPS, go. And G9 12960 now. Copy that. NTD. NTD copies. TVC. TVC acknowledges. And C-Prop. C-Prop, go. Okay, we're in G9. You can go ahead and put your plan into work. Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, HDD, NTD, step 46. Can you verify the ET intertank O2 concentration less than 10,000 ppm?
I can verify that.
Copy. TPC, pick up your step 47. And NTD TVC, I can give you step 50. Two heaters have been activated. Copy. TVC, NTD. Go ahead. Stand by. RSR, NTD. RSR, NTD.
RSR.
Yes, step 54. Post-cutoff safety checks are complete. HDD reports no leaks. Fire and leak detector status is satisfactory. Request concurrence to proceed with SRB SNA saving.
Roger, go ahead and proceed with SRB SNA saving.
Copy. Step 55 OTC, SRB SNA saving. Copy that. C-Power OTC. C-Power, go ahead. Verify ignition, SNA safe. Verified. ATC prop. Go ahead, C-Prop. Topping line drain's complete. Looks good. Water's off with the heat shield. Copy. DPS, CPD, OTC. DPS go. 50 PD. The EU equivalent to Met Critical Commands will be issued momentarily. TPS copies. EPD copies. GLS OTC. GLS go. Perform SOB, RSS SNA safing. Copy, that's in work. CDR OTC.
CDR go.
Yes, sir. Go ahead and open your visors now, sir.
Okay, thank you.
OTC CGLS, SLB, RSS, SNAs are safe, and Met Critical Commands are disabled. Copy that. NTD copies.